The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Knicks and the Celtics. Great first game. Quentin Grimes here is on the outside for the Knicks. They had their first lead of the game in the fourth quarter. Grimes with that three got fouled, missed a free throw, but the Knicks are up 6. However, Kristaps Porzingis, a former Knick, 30 points. That's the most a Celtic has ever scored in his Celtics debut. And Boston beats the Knicks on opening night 108-104. Great to have you with us, everyone, from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pidto, along with Alan Hahn and Wally Szczerbiak. Monica McNutt will join us as well. Great ball game, Alan. Knicks, in fact, hanging in there when they didn't play well. Finally took the lead in the fourth quarter. Actually, as we talked about, went up by 6, but couldn't close. And free throw shooting, perhaps the headline here. Knicks, 14 of 26 from the line. Celtics, 22 of 26 from the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that you're going to point to now all the things that went wrong, but there's a lot of things to watch in this first game of the season against a very tough opponent, the Boston Celtics, that you could say went right, and that is down 12, fighting back, down 12, battling back. When you are having a bad night as a team collectively, can't make a shot in the paint. I mean, they're paint shooting in this game, and you can credit Kristaps Porzingis and his presence, but still, they shot 28% in the paint. You're not going to win games that way. They have to score in the paint. They made their threes. That's a good sign, but what a battle, what a grinder. And the first 10 games of this season are going to be games like this that they're going to have to battle and grind. Wally.
Listen, you take some positives. They did not look good in the preseason. They looked engaged defensively. They went up against a really good team. First of all, free throws are never the headline in an NBA basketball game. I know they missed a lot of free throws, but the headline of the game...
Don't pour water on me already. They missed all those free throws.
The headline is Kristaps Porzingis came back to the Garden.
Sub-headline. How about this?
Game.
If the Knicks had shot better from the line, it may have been a better outcome.
Maybe.
You guys are killing me.
Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson didn't shoot 11 for 43 from the field.
Yes.
The Knicks would have won
Their two best players had a really rough game.
Their two possible All-Stars.
I'm off to a great start here on night one, aren't I?
Their two possible All-Stars shot 11 for 43, but they still had a lead by, 6 in the fourth quarter. 4
minutes to go?
Yeah. And then Jalen Brunson had makeable shots down the stretch.
Yep.
I figured, and Doc said the same thing, when he was analyzing the game, that with the continuity of the Knicks, that would be a huge advantage for them, bringing everyone back in a close game. Now, Kristaps Porzingis, the new guy to the Celtics, along with Drew Holiday, made huge shots down the stretch of that game to pull out that win for them.
Yeah.
The Knicks played a gutty effort. They did not shoot the ball well. They shot it well from 3, but 37% from the field, and you have a chance to beat the Boston Celtics, who are one of the best teams in the league, top 3 probably. That was a good effort by the Knicks. The Garden was electric. We were over there, but this is a tough pill to swallow because the Knicks' schedule's tough the next couple games.
The headline is the ghost of Kristaps' past showed up at the Garden.
How about the Knicks?
Free throws. The game.
Sub-headline. Look, if the Knicks shoot better, they win the game. That's about
it.
And from the 2, the 2 and the line.
If you shoot better, you win the game.
Shocker.
Well, no, but the point is...
You only get that kind of analysis from Bill.
You're the one who's talking about how they were shooting in the paint the whole night.
They struggled with their shooting in the paint, and that was Porzingis'.
Can we start the show again?
Porzingis' presence was a big part of this, though. His shot block and everything else.
All right, anyway here, guys. The Knicks were down by 9 after 3, and they were able to fight back to take a lead. They didn't lead until like halfway through the fourth quarter, the entire game.
Yeah, and Porzingis bailed them out. They did not have good possessions. He's knocking 24-foot three-pointers. Emmanuel quickly, boy, did he look ready to go. He missed the last preseason game, but he was putting in work when we weren't watching in the gym, getting prepared this past week for this game. He was outstanding. He single-handedly kept the Knicks in the game. When he comes on the floor, the tone of the team completely changes. There's Julius Randle, knocks down that 3. Knicks take the lead by 3, and then quickly with the big steal and the kick out. How about a 4-point play?
And one.
Shades of Larry Johnson in the Garden. The Garden absolutely exploded when Grimes made that shot.
The slip.
That's good defense. I mean, that's just a 7'3" guy with a high release. Randle gets out there. There was a good rotation, then quickly was coming on the backside to get out to Jaylen Brown if there was an extra pass. I mean, that's why the Celtics got Kristaps Porzingis.
Yes.
I mean, this guy is a difference maker, the way he can shoot the ball at that size. He is impossible to match up with when you have a center that can stretch you to 25 feet. He knocked down 25-foot threes. He had 30 points today, shot shot it at a high percentage, didn't need volume looks. I mean, that was an impressive performance coming back in the Garden, and you're right, that's the headline, the ghost of Kristaps.
Well, how about what he did as well on the defensive end?
Yes.
I mean, he changed shots, 4 blocks.
That was what I mean. His intimidation early in the game, and you saw a lot of hesitation of going into the paint against him with his long arms. Like I said, we know this guy. Like, we know that's who he is when he's healthy and at his best. And as Wally said, that's why the Celtics went out and got him, because of his versatility. They don't lose a lot defensively in the paint, but they also have a guy that can stretch offense and keep the paint open offensively for guys like Tatum to drive, and also Jaylen Brown. He's a great fit. What's been the issue for him has been staying healthy and staying on the court.
Yes.
So that's the concern for Boston. What he did is exactly why you get him. It's can he do it for the length of his season and stay healthy, and that's what will remain to be seen up in Boston. But for the Knicks, it was a tough matchup for them. They struggle against length defense. That's been their issue in the last couple of years. And it showed in this game, just having a hard time scoring in the paint, which is what they needed to do. But it's the three-point shooting that got them in the game. And there weren't a lot of times last year we could say that about them. So the three-point shooting got them back in the game, gave them a chance to win. Then we get to the free throws that you lament, which is not just throughout the game, but Brunson with 2 minutes to go got a tech. It was a gift tech that they get. He misses that free throw. That's a big one there, because even with Porzingis' 2 free throws that came after it, you still have a lead. But he misses that free throw. Randall has a chance to make free throws. He only makes 1 of 2. So instead of cutting it to 1, it's only cut to 2 points. And you're chasing ever since. So those are big misses. That's a part of the misses that have gone out throughout the entire game.
All right, so you mentioned Brunson was off. Don't look at me like that.
No.
Randall was off.
Something else.
Emmanuel quickly. Hey, guys, let's give Emmanuel quickly a lot of credit. Whatever happened earlier in the week, said he was going to put it behind him, and no distractions in terms of the way he played. He was excellent, Allen, with 24 points.
He came off the bench and did exactly what we saw him do last season, which is have that impact in scoring and in defense and smart play. But he really gets the crowd going, because he comes in the game and he brings that energy. And as a three-point shooting, you know, the Knicks also weren't making threes early in the game either. It was a very slow start offensively, and he seemed to kickstart things. And, you know, I mean, again, Wally, we're in the building, how loud it can get. And that's all people are looking for, shot makers. And that's what he does. And we're just showing one after another his 5 3-pointers that he had. But let's not overlook some other things, which includes the 6 rebounds and the 4 assists that he had as well. I just think, again, the impact he makes in his minutes are notable, and that's what makes him such a valuable player.
And the trust he has from Tom Thibodeau. I mean, Tom Thibodeau loves putting him in the game. When he puts him in the game, he never takes him out of the game. He leaves him in the fourth quarter. He kind of, you know, manipulates his 5-man units depending on where quickly fits. He wants him out there on the floor. You see his impact when he's out there on the floor. Tom Thibodeau loves ball handlers that can create offense. Julius Randle can create offense. He had 7 assists tonight. Brunson, obviously, is going to demand defense. He's going to create for other guys. And Emmanuel quickly, when you have him on the floor with those 2 guys, it becomes a very tough Knick team to guard, because they can penetrate, they can make plays off pick and roll. And Emmanuel quickly completely changed the tone of that game when he came into the game, and he makes the other coach start playing chess and figuring out, how do I stop that guy who just came in off the bench, and I still have to worry about Brunson and Randall. Outstanding performance by Quick.
And give the Knicks a lot of credit. Clearly not on their game first half. Did not take a lead until about 6 minutes to go, and they were able to fight to the finish. Didn't win, but a lot of character, and we expect that from this group, and we saw it again tonight.
11 for 43 from Brunson and Julius Randle.
Yeah.
And they had the game right there. There was an open 3 by Grimes in the last 3 minutes, an outstanding possession that the Knicks ran. They got him a really good look at the time. He was 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. He just missed it short. That's the difference in NBA games with great teams. It's going to come down to the last 5 minutes of the game most of the time, and the Knicks normally can figure out a way to make those plays. They couldn't tonight.
All right, Monica McNutt helped call the game tonight on the MSG Radio Network. She now joins us from across the street. Monica, your impressions on a very exciting opening game.
I'm with Wally on the last 5 minutes. In fact, Pat and I looked at the clock at 5:11 with the opportunity to tie the ball game and remembered that Jalen Brunson is one of the top 5 clutch guys statistically from last season, right? And so the Knicks put themselves in position, but down the stretch, they just were unable to come up with it. Now, I will take the team that we saw in the second half. The team I saw in the first half, you know, I could do without, Pidto.
You know, you can do with, though, Monica, is the performance of Emmanuel quickly and coming off the bench. It's like he picked up where he left off last season. The energy, talk about that, the energy that he brought into this game in a game that for a while for the Knicks offensively was a struggle.
Yeah, 5 of 7 from the three-point line, Hahn. I think you saw why Quick was in that conversation for Sixth Man of the Year last year, right? He was able to find ways to score in transition, secondary transition, but even making great reads off of the pick and roll action at the top of the key. I will say, though, in that third quarter, there were 2 consecutive possessions where he went right off the screen read. One time it led to a corner 3 and an assist. Another time he was able to score. I did think that once he slowed down a bit, I thought a lot of the Knicks tonight made passes off balance, made passes in the air. As a collective, and Quick included, and in particular, when he settled down and got 2 feet on the ground, that's when we saw them playing their best ball.
Monica, what were your impressions of the physicality, the chippiness, the Celtics-Knicks rivalry renewed? Both of these teams are big factors in the Eastern Conference. What does that mean for NBA basketball?
Give me more, Wally. I'm with it. The refs could have held on to them stupid texts with Jalen and Isaiah. We didn't need the text. Just call the game and let's play. But I love it. These are 2 organizations that are prideful. There's history, obviously, with guys that have worn both uniforms. And so I think it's exciting. There's no secret that everybody that's talking about the Eastern Conference talks about the Bucks and the Celtics and then everybody else in the East. And the Knicks understand that, right? Like, so this, in a way, was a bit of a measuring stick. But let's not forget, we had 2 overtime matchups in Boston last year, and so the series between these 2 teams continues to be traditionally tightly contested.